Isn't it fascinating how quickly the mind absorbs, adapts, evolves, almost like a river, effortlessly carving its way through stone, not by force but by flow? And as you listen, as you experience this, something inside begins to shift, doesn't it? A recognition, a realization. Because there was a time, perhaps long ago, perhaps just now, when something held you back, a hesitation, a thought, a belief. That wasn't really yours, was it? It was given to you, planted. And like an old map of a place that you no longer live, it's no longer useful. When the map no longer serves, what do? That's right, you get a new one, a better one that shows the path, not the limitation. And the most fascinating thing about beliefs is they're just thought that you thought enough times to make them feel real. But what happens when a new thought, stronger, sharper, more you, takes root? That's right, it becomes you. Because confidence, that thing that you've been chasing, it was never out there. Never in the perfect plan, the right moment, the approval of others. It was always in motion, in action, in deciding, committing, moving. Just like that child taking the first step without hesitation, without needing permission, because what's more powerful than knowing? Knowing that you don't need to know to move. And as that settles in, as that idea weaves itself deeper, another truth begins to emerge, doesn't it? That hesitation, the old pattern, it was never you. It was just something you ran. A program, a habit. And habits, they can be rewritten easily, naturally. Because what happens when you step into the new version of yourself? The one who already knows, already acts, already is. That's right, it just becomes who you are. And that shift is already happening, isn't it? Isn't it fascinating how the mind, your mind, already knows so much more than it lets on? How change, real lasting change, it isn't something you force, but something you allow. Like a door that was never locked, just waiting for you to notice. And the moment you do, that's right, because isn't it true? Every belief you've ever held, it was once just a suggestion, a whisper, a pattern, a thought that repeated itself enough times to seem real. And what happens when a new thought, a new pattern, a new truth takes place? That's right. Because mastery, it's not about getting it perfect. It's about becoming someone who moves forward, who learns, who adapts. And the ones who hesitate, the ones who stay stuck, they were never lacking ability, no. They're only running an old pattern, a habit of hesitation, a cycle of stopping before they even begin. But you are already rewriting that script, aren't you? Feeling that shift, that opening, that knowing. Because somewhere deep inside, you've always known the truth, that certainty, it isn't given. It's created, and fear, that old sensation, it was never a wall, just a doorway. And people who move through it, who step forward despite it, they don't break the fear, they dissolve it. They see it for what it really is, just energy. Energy that, when directed, becomes power. What's even more interesting is how quickly all of this integrates, how naturally your mind absorbs and aligns. Because identity, it isn't something you find, it's something you decide. And right now, that decision, it's happening, isn't it? Because the ones who wait for the perfect moment never find it. But the ones who act, who decide, they create the moment. They bend reality. They step into the world that was waiting for them all along. Isn't it fascinating how this shift is already settling in, weaving its way through the deepest levels of who you are? A new pattern, a stronger pattern, a truth that becomes undeniable because now you move, you decide, you act. And that is just who you are now, isn't it?